drills that you can do to make these a little bit more efficient is when I'm spinning, I like to think about control as much as possible. I like to go with the bottom of the toes. And what that does is that it gives
Perfect.
One of the most commonly requested videos that I get asked for is how to fix a spinning wheel kick. Not how to throw it, but how to fix it. And I think what this means is a lot of people understand like the dynamic of how to throw it, but not a lot of people know how to throw it well, or at least like fix the small problems that they're having. So that's what this video is gonna be about. I'm gonna pinpoint the most common mistakes that I see, but then I'm also gonna give you some like quick little drills and stuff that you can do. And when I say spinning wheel kick, I mean this one, where you go like this. You turn this foot and you look and you go, oh, hello, and then you go. I'm currently editing this video, and I'm gonna go ahead and dub it right now the Mad Scientist Seth video, because a lot of it doesn't make sense. My hair's all over the place. I kind of look crazy, but there's a lot of good nuggets in here, so I'm gonna keep the video. Just keep in mind right now, after a 2-hour workout, dehydrated, brain's all over the place, but there's some good nuggets there. So thanks for bearing with me. Let's keep moving. Oh, hello, and then you go bang, you throw a hook kick. Okay, so let's get into it. Bang! Okay, so the spinning wheel kick, let's start off with, let's work backwards, okay? So when I make contact, I can decide to hit with my heel, which is gonna be a sturdier target, or I can hit with my foot, which is gonna be a longer target. When it comes to which one I prefer, I go back and forth all the time. I think the heel is the more dangerous target on both accounts. Think about it this way, if I was gonna jump up and land on my heels only, it's going to hurt, okay? Now, if I hit somebody with my heel, it's also gonna hurt. It's the same, it goes both ways. It's also a little bit shorter. Think of your foot just like your hand, if it looks like this, right? If I hit with my heel, I'm losing about this much, but I'm getting a sturdier target. So I'm getting about a foot, literally, worth of more distance when I go here. So first things first, decide which one you want to throw with when you're starting to practice. So first things first, make sure you decide which one you're going to throw with. Bang! And if you're having pain in like the knee or anything like that, I think that it's probably coming from you hitting, because when you hit with your heel, boop, I have the ability to like have my foot go this way or this way after I make contact and roll left or right, whereas if you hit with the bottom of the foot, it's much more of like a flat surface to keep you stuck there. Now let's keep this backward momentum. We're gonna keep going backwards. We're gonna think about how we got there. How did I get to this point here where I landed a hook kick with either one? I spun, but how far away was I? How close was I? So once you figure out your range of how far away you need to be to hit with either one, then you have to work on, okay, well, how do I get there? Taking one smaller step back is taking this foot and bringing it here, and working on the power of going foot from here to foot to here. Okay, taking out the having to spin and working on just the flapjack. And you can really add some power there, and you can figure out which distance, and working on using the torque of pulling your body and your butt back to your opponent. This also takes away overspinning. And when I say overspinning, one of the common problems that I see is people who are throwing it like this, and especially if I'm not hitting anything, having their hips be forwards by the time they land this kick. Boom. Which turns it into an outside crescent kick, which isn't what we want. We want to spin as small amount as possible, which means starting pretty sideways, bang, ending pretty sideways. We can spin more later, but it's still the same concept of trying to minimize that time that you are not throwing the kick but spinning. So what I would recommend is pointing your heel towards your target and being here and then pulling and doing two different things. I want to have one where I go towards my target and then one where I pull my target side to side. Here, so if I'm hitting you at this angle here, and then I want to have one where I hit side to side. So I'll show you what I mean. This angle in and towards, side to side. Because those are going to give us the options that we're going to have in a second on how we can spin. Let's back it up 2 steps. Boom. What you're hitting with. Where you're coming from. Boom. how far away and what your range needs to be. Keeping your hips is really important for this one because I want to work on keeping my hips sideways to the bag, which will allow my foot to be sideways. If my hips are here, then what's going to happen is I'm going to hit with the outside of my foot and I'm going to mess up my knee. So we talked about going in and forwards and then or coming side to side. You have to decide yourself which one it is so you can like repeat it over and over again. If you're just throwing your leg at your bag, which is the most common problem I see, then you're not going to get a good understanding of what it is you're trying to do, and it's really hard to repeat something if you don't know what you're doing in the first place. What we're going to talk about next, we're going to add the spin to it. There's two types of spin. There's the spin where I go like this, and I hit it this way, and then there's the spin where I hit it like this, and I go this way.
Perfect.
And this depends on how far away your target is. If my target's up close and personal, I'm probably going to turn this foot where it is, keep my body in the same place, turn and kick. I'm not gaining as much ground, I'm spinning more, and I'm using momentum that goes side to side rather than directly my opponent. The next one is one where I'm coming in and towards, I'm a little bit further away, and I'm coming in this way with my body. I'm still going side to side because I'm throwing a hook kick, but I'm not relying on a spinning momentum, I'm going in and towards. Flapjack. You'll notice that my foot comes down a little bit easier because I have all this space, boom, to put it back down. Then I can push off. So super simple. Foot turns. Look, you probably have already gauged your distance on whether or not you need to come in and throw, hips stay sideways, front foot goes back down, or spin in the same spot, boom, bang, and if you don't land, ideally this foot should come back where it is. Whereas if I don't land with the other one, my foot goes down when I'm coming in. Little drills that you can do to make these a little bit more efficient is when I'm spinning, I like to think about control as much as possible. Being able to make sure that my body's straight up and down, I can control my leg all the way down to the ground in case I miss. So what I do is I like to touch the bag. I like to go boop, with the bottom of the toes. Boop. And what that does is that gives me the capability to understand what my body's doing in case I miss. And then also as you do this, it kind of gives you an understanding of how far away your hips are. So like if I spin and I go like this and I know I'm further away, I can still touch with my toes by pulling my hips a little bit further in. If I'm too close, then my hips stay where they are. Boom. Or my hips come back a little bit, or my body leans back. Those small little intricacies of when you have to think about throwing something that naturally moves fast but doesn't hit anything really shine through. And then when it comes to the one where I'm moving in, this one really comes down to this slide right here. Your body weight carry your foot to close that distance. So I'm here. Oh, and then just to break it down to the most simple point, further away, foot points, pull. When I'm closer, I can do a little bit more of a spinning motion up top. You can make it a little bit more advanced by spinning in the same place. Here, lose a little bit of control, or you can still, boom, and then look and go. And a lot of this, if you just listen to it, would probably be inaudible. Bear with me, I just finished a workout. My brain's like still trying to make sure that I'm eloquently speaking and all the stuff that I'm doing is like coming out in words. And then if you want to work on making sure your body doesn't go too crazy, put something in between you and the bag. Work on not touching it, your body stays straight up and down, and figuring it out from there. What's funny is that I dried off for this video, only to get sweaty again immediately. But hopefully you guys like this. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you turn on the notifications. YouTube has this cool new feature where if you go down to the suggested videos, you can hit from Sensei Seth and see a plethora of different options that I can give for you to watch and you can enjoy. And you guys know by now that if you haven't subscribed yet, I will take whichever kick is easiest. No, I take it back. The most difficult kick for me to land on you, I will take it and I will make it look easy when I kick you because you didn't subscribe. Bang!
Okay. The spinning wheel kick.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you can even see that.
Yep.
Oh, damn! to spend a little bit.
It happens.
It happens.